I was different. I did not fit into the bustling life of my small town. My clothes were a bit too dark, my books a bit too strange. I walked the streets, head buried in a novel, oblivious to the whispers. My parents didn't understand me. At school, kids steered clear. I found comfort in the margins of my books, where the world made sense, where I wasn't the weird one. I longed for a place where my kind of different was normal. Loneliness clung to me like a shadow. My world was small, my friendships even smaller. But I had a curious heart, one that led me to the old mansion on the outskirts of town. The town had one rule: stay away from the old Henderson mansion. It was said to be cursed, haunted by the tragedy of its past inhabitants. Emma heard these stories, felt them stir something within her. She would pass the mansion on her way home from school. Its dilapidated walls, ivy-clad and imposing, seemed to beckon her. The townsfolk avoided it, crossing the street rather than walking past. Emma, however, felt a pull towards it. One day, driven by a mix of defiance and loneliness, Emma pushed open the creaking gate. Her heart raced as she stepped onto the property. It was as if the mansion knew she was coming, had been waiting for her. The mansion was a relic, a whisper of the past. Its hallways were draped in dust and secrets. Emma's footsteps echoed, a stark reminder of her solitude. She wandered through the rooms, each one telling a story of decay. She found herself in what must have been the library. Shelves reached towards the ceiling, books scattered about as if in haste. The air was thick with the scent of old paper and mystery. It was here that Emma felt a strange comfort. Her flashlight beam settled on a small leather-bound book. Its cover was worn, its pages yellowed with age. Emma opened it, and the scribbled handwriting inside beckoned like a whisper. This was the beginning of her true journey into the mansion's heart. The diary belonged to Emily, a girl from another era but with a soul strikingly similar to Emma's. As she read, Emma felt a connection form, a thread stretching across time. Emily, too, had been misunderstood, branded as odd. Whispers began to fill the room. Soft, almost inaudible, they seemed to emanate from the very walls. Emma looked around, her heart pounding. The air grew colder, her breath visible in the faint light of her flashlight. Emma closed the diary, the room suddenly silent. Her hands trembled. This was what the townsfolk feared, what the whispers warned about. But Emma's curiosity was piqued. She needed to know more about Emily, about this connection they shared. Night fell as Emma continued to read. Emily's life unfolded in the diary, her joys and sorrows laid bare. Emma felt each emotion deeply, as if they were her own. The diary was not just a book, it was a bridge. As she read, Emma heard laughter, a girl's laughter, light and fleeting. It was Emily's. The sound swirled around the room, playful yet sad. Emma spun around, half expecting to see someone there. The laughter stopped as suddenly as it began. Emma's eyes were drawn to a portrait on the wall. It was Emily, her gaze poignant, her smile tinged with melancholy. Emma reached out, touching the cold frame, feeling an inexplicable bond. The diary revealed more than just Emily's life. It hinted at dark secrets, at a curse that lingered within the mansion walls. Emma read of a hidden room, a place where Emily felt both safe and terrified. She was compelled to find it. Armed with only a flashlight, Emma searched. The mansion seemed to watch her, its silent halls echoing her steps. She found the room hidden behind a false bookshelf, its door heavy, its air stale. Inside, the room was small, cluttered with old furniture and dimly lit by moonlight. Emma's heart raced as she explored, the diary's words echoing in her mind. It was here that Emily had confronted her own fears. Emma's exploration stirred something within the mansion. The air thickened, shadows lengthened, whispers grew louder, more insistent. They spoke in tongues she couldn't understand, yet they filled her with dread. She found old toys, a doll with a cracked face, its one remaining eye seeming to watch her. The atmosphere was oppressive, the past too close, too alive. Emma felt eyes on her, though she was alone. The whispers turned to cries, then screams. Emma clutched the diary to her chest, her only anchor in this storm of spirits. She realized too late that her presence had awakened something ancient, something vengeful. The spirits of the mansion were restless, awakened by Emma's intrusion. They swirled around her, their forms misty and indistinct. Emma could feel their anger, their pain. They were bound to the mansion, prisoners of their own tragedy. She tried to leave, but the doors seemed to shift, the hallways twist in impossible ways. The mansion was alive, its architecture a labyrinth designed to confuse and trap. Emma was lost, her fear mounting. In her panic, Emma understood that Emily's spirit was not just a memory, it was a part of the mansion, intertwined with its very essence. She was not alone. Emily was there, her presence both a comfort and a curse. Emma realized the irony of her situation. In seeking connection, she had found a profound isolation. The town had alienated her for her differences, but here, in the mansion, she faced a literal haunting. She thought about the diary, about Emily's lonely cries hidden in its pages. Emma understood her now, not just as a figure from the past, but as a kindred spirit caught in perpetual solitude. In her deepest despair, Emma found a strange solace. She was not alone in her isolation. Emily, through her diary, had reached across time, offering understanding. But with this connection came a darker truth. The spirits would never let her go. Emma left the mansion as dawn broke, her spirit as heavy as the fog that lay over the land. She carried with her not just Emily's diary, but a part of the mansion's soul. The whispers followed her home, a constant reminder of her night. The town remained the same, unaware of the true horrors of the Henderson mansion. Emma knew she could never fully escape what she had awakened. The diary was a link, a portal that might pull her back, or worse, unleash its horrors upon the town. Emma's story was far from over. The whispers in the mansion were a prelude to a deeper darkness, one that could reach beyond the decaying walls. Her encounter with the haunted diary had changed her, and the shadows it cast were long and lingering.